life, your world, your news. This is 69 News Berks Edition, live at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Wendy Davis.
And I'm Rob Vaughn. The snow arrived at the worst time for commuters in Berks County this morning. It snarled the morning rush and threatened the evening rush this evening, right now. This morning, an SUV ended up this way, on its roof, on Burnville-Robizonia Road in Heidelberg Township. State police say weather conditions led to the wreck, as you might imagine. The snow didn't do Barta any favors during its morning runs. Police say this bus slipped turning from Spring Street onto Weiser in Reading, and as you can see, it slid right into a tree. No one was hurt in either crash.
Well, the snow is expected to fall throughout the evening now.
Yep, keeps on coming. Here is Chief Meteorologist Ed Hanna with the latest.
Thanks, guys, so much. Yeah, there's no doubt two things occurred this morning. Number one is that the snow arrived earlier than expected, around 6 a.m. in many parts, and also more moisture with the first batch. We had talked about the opportunity for two different batches of snow. Round one, absolutely more moisture than we expected. Round two, going to be on target. Already now, with round one through the morning hours, 1 to 3 inches for most parts of the Berks County area. Take a look at the Doppler radar and show you what we've got going on here. Just over the last 6 hours, I know throughout the afternoon there was a bit of a lull in between systems, but take a look. It's just now on our doorstep. You guys in southern, western Berks County, it's already started to pick back up. This is round two now as it starts to make its way back into our area. Take a look at the last 12 hours. There's the first round moving through, the bit of a lull, and now you can obviously get a sense here of what's going on. Center of the circulation down in just southern Virginia and North Carolina. That's going to continue to move along at a pretty good clip. So between now and up until about midnight, we expect it to snow at varying rates, at times heavy. So I obviously think we can be talking about an additional 4 to 6 inches on top of what you've already received. We'll give you more details. The extended 6-day forecast coming up, guys.
All right, thanks, Ed. And of course, drivers out on the roads today had to deal with all that snow.
Yeah, what a messy morning. The conditions added extra time, and in some cases, a lot of extra time for a lot of commuters. Pam Cunningham is live in Wyomissing now with more on the conditions out there. Pam?
Well, Rob and Wendy, right now we've been out here for about a half hour, and first it was rain, and now actually it looks like snow. But if you take a look behind me here on Lancaster Avenue, traffic is moving along just fine. But as we've said, it did catch people off guard this morning.
Oh, it's here already.
The snow started this morning and eventually turned to rain by the afternoon, but people were forced to dig out.
He's shoveling, not me.
Earlier than they thought.
I shovel it as it comes.
This duo worked quickly and meticulously to clear the snow. But not everyone who had to get to work had the time.
I'm doing 1 mile an hour along 422.
This commuter from Lebanon says getting to Reading took much longer than usual.
Today, a good 2.5 hours. Yeah, it was pretty rough today.
The time difference was probably about 15 to 20 minutes more.
Commuters say it was about taking your time.
As long as I was driving slow and making sure I was prepared on watching the cars in front of me, I was okay.
Or avoiding your car completely.
This morning I walked, actually, because considering the weather, I thought it would be much better to walk than drive.
Which will help him when getting home, because people are anticipating the snow will greet them again as they leave work.
You have to go slow.
Now, the snow from this morning has been mainly pushed off to the side, so the snow on the road isn't accumulating as much as it was earlier, but it is starting to become an issue, and the rain from earlier has actually put sort of an icy coat on the road surface and even on the sidewalk. So for people who did shovel today, I know when we were walking outside of the station, it was slippery. You do have to be careful. It doesn't look bad, and then all of a sudden you're slipping and possibly falling. So be careful out there. Reporting live in Wyomissing, Pam Cunningham, 69 News.
All right, Pam, thanks very much. Now a check on the evening commute. Let's see how the roads look in Berks County. Here's Rick in the traffic center.
Thanks a lot, Rob. Not so bad on 78 through the northern townships of Berks County. We do have a crash reported, one car crash into a pole, pardon me, on 183 near this 78 interchange. Now, we did turn the camera in either direction. We couldn't find any problem there. Just a little slow past the scene. There's also a report of another crash a little farther north up 183 from 78 near Bloody Spring Road. Doesn't sound like a good place to be, even when the weather is good. But so an obstruction there in Upper Topahawken on 183 around the 78 interchanges. We continue on the interstate past 61 and into Greenwich Township. You can see the light volume on the wet travel lanes of Interstate 78 as we brace ourselves for more snow coming. We do have a crash in Robinson Township, 724 and Cedar Hill Road. No other accidents to report. Traffic volume is down and speeds are down as well in and around the city. On the bypasses, we run accident-free. 422. Heavy spots through Amity and Exeter Townships, but again, unobstructed travel. That's your traffic report. Please buckle up and drive safely. Back downstairs now to Rob.
All right, thank you, sir. And yes, indeed, there is a bloody spring road in Bern Township for
morning again in effect till 4 o'clock, even though 4 in the morning during the overnight, even though the precipitation will be gone. I think for good reason. Be aware it's going to take a little while, obviously, to get things cleaned up and the roads resalted and cindered. Winter weather advisory just to the north. Temperatures now dropping back below the freezing mark, so clearly anything from around 1 freezing. And of course, the snow now that's going to be thrown on top of it. Still a little bit of sleet, a little bit of freezing rain now mixing in, but everything's going to go over just to plain snow as the column of air above us aloft cools. And once it comes down hard enough, that's when we see it go back over to snow. Other than that, again, we're going to continue to watch this all very carefully. Take a look, satellite Doppler radar, first batch moving through, and it sort of now has all blended together, but you could see a very distinct cut, and there was a lull during the afternoon where it wasn't doing a whole lot, just kind of some rain, bit of snow mixing in during the afternoon. But this is the second round, center of that circulation just here to the south, but there's nothing to hold it up, slow it up, and so it's going to move along at a pretty good clip. And so between now, I'm thinking midnight, might be a little before, might be a little after that, whether it's 11:30, 12:30, 1 o'clock. I think we're going to see periods of snow, and you can see the back edge here back into western Pennsylvania. So this is all going to lift up and through the area, and at times it's going to come down heavy. Take a look just over the last couple of hours. You can see these dark shades now starting to advance in, and you can obviously see some rain still here in the southern counties, but I think as the temperatures cool, it may take till 7 o'clock back towards Philadelphia, 7, 8 o'clock to get over to snow, but I think from all the way over to the coast, that colder air will win out. So here's our forecast. Snow falling at varying rates, a little bit of rain, a little bit of freezing rain, now freezing rain, and some sleet mixing in for the next hour or two, but then just all snow. And then some of it heavy at times. Ending around midnight, slippery travel will continue to be the case. And here's what we've got right now on the ground. Most parts of the Berks area, 1 to 3 inches. You can see Bucks, Montgomery, Chester, more like 3 to 6 further north, lesser amounts. And what we're expecting is that 6-inch line just to carve right through the Berks County area. North of that line, 3 to 6 inch amounts. Southern and especially south eastern parts of Berks likely to fall in that 6 to 9 inch range. Not too far away, 9+ inches, that purple band, and we're going to have to see where that sets up. Other than that, here's your extended 6-day forecast. Temperatures dropping. We're at 30 now, going down to 26. Periods of snow. Still a little bit of sleet, a little bit of freezing rain at times, but all snow then, and then continuing to about midnight. But a fast-moving system. 35 degrees for your daytime high tomorrow, and then we'll have to watch. A bit of snow or flurries Friday, 2 clippers, 1 Friday. The one on Saturday may be more vigorous, 1 to 2 inches of snow possible. And then temperatures staying cooler than normal for this time of year right into next week. Updates 7, 8, 9 o'clock.
Wow.
Stay tuned.
Keeping those snow shovels busy.
How about it?
Thanks, Ed.
All right. Thanks, Ed. Well, last night, folks came out to protest plans to move some mail sorting operations from Reading.
That's it.
Ready for round 2? The latest winter storm made for sloppy morning commutes, but this one ain't over yet. Good evening once again. I'm Rob Vaughn.
I'm Wendy Davis. We have a lot to tell you about the mess that already came and, of course, the mess that's about to come.
We're getting more. WFMZ's Pam Cunningham is on Lancaster Avenue in Wyomissing tonight, but we begin with Jaccii Farris in Upper Macungie Township, Lehigh County. Jackie?
Well, I tell you what, guys, I don't know when the second round of crazy heavy snow is going to hit, but all day long it's been consistent, a light powdery kind of flake coming our way, a lot of wind. Now it's getting chunky. We've got some sleet, and it's starting to coat the roadway, making for some very slick conditions on the commute home. But you know what? This morning was no better. Truck driver Jesse Giulianti says every time he's been in Pennsylvania this year, he's had to deal with snow, including this morning as the Lehigh Valley got part 1 of a 2-part winter wallop.
This show they have on Ice Road Truckers about these Alaskan truckers up there, why they ought to come down here to Pennsylvania and the East Coast and see what it's like down here.
Hours later, as part 2 started kicking in, sleet hammered drivers on the commute home. The wind and cold started making things slick.
I'm going back into work tonight at 8:45. But I won't have my car. I'm going to take my Jeep.
That seems to be the key to getting around in conditions like this, driving safely.
It's pretty slick. You got to slow down and just drive safe. Just be careful out there. The whole thing is just take it easy. Go slow.
And another thing, if you don't have to come out, stay home, especially if you don't have a car that's good in these kinds of conditions, or you're a little unsure of your own skills, because the roads out here are getting really slick and really just packed with ice from all this sleet that's coming down. And I tell you what, they were talking about ice road truckers. I think they should do another reality show called Ice Road Reporters. With that, I'm Jaccii Farris, live at Upper Macungie Township for 69 News.
All right, volunteering for the lead slot there, I guess, in that
that's
show.
Right.
All right, Jaccii, yeah, you got it. We'll work on that. Thanks, Jaccii.
All right, Pam's turn now. So how are things looking out there in Berks County, Pam?
Well, Rob and Wendy, it's amazing the difference of a half hour. At 5:30, we could see the roadway on Lancaster Avenue, and now, because of the snow that's coming down, it is fully coated. Now, but we're not noticing drivers really slowing down, although they say this morning they were forced to take their time.
It took me about an hour to get here, and it's usually only like a half-an-hour drive.
Drivers filling up in West Reading had their stories about traffic.
The other lane of the turnpike is totally jammed.
And they are anticipating tonight will not look good.
There's going to be sleet and rain later, which is going to be much messier. And the heavy snow is late tonight.
He has been paying close attention to the hourly forecast, but others say that didn't help them this morning.
It was totally unexpected. My understanding was it was supposed to be pretty light this morning, but this is already piled up pretty badly.
He opted for his feet instead of his keys.
Actually, I was going to drive to work, but the roads were pretty bad, so we actually closed the office today.
Some people were able to avoid work because of the snow.
Not this morning already. I thought it was going to be a lot of rain this morning, and then it's turning to snow later on today, so I was surprised when I woke up.
And others had plenty of work because of it.
I have to go all the way up through here and up the steps to make sure all the tenants that live here are safe.
He's not complaining, and lots of people say they'll plow through it.
It is what it is. I mean, we have no control over it.
Now, we do have no control of how much snow we get, but the one thing we do have control of is how we drive. And just remember, as Jaccii was saying earlier, the roads are slippery out there because there is that combination of sleet and rain and ice. And so there is this icy mix underneath the white snow. Reporting live in Wyomissing, Pam Cunningham, 69 News.
Nice little icy surprise. All right, thanks, Pam. So just how much snow can we expect?
Here he is again, Chief Meteorologist Ed Hanna with the answer.
Thanks, guys, so much. I don't know if you paid attention there. Pam in Berks and Reading further west versus Jaccii further east. And you saw now that in Berks, in the western parts of our area, the snow has now picked up in intensity. That's going to continue to advance. Even if you've got a little bit of rain, a little bit of freezing rain, a little bit of sleet, it's going to be switching over to just plain snow, and it's going to come down heavy at times with round two. Listen, there's no two ways about this. This morning, the snow moved in 6 hours earlier than we expected. In addition, round one, definitely more moisture than expected as well. All that said, we had that basically providing throughout parts of our viewing area just a coating to an inch in the northern tier, 1 to 3 in parts of Berks and northern Lehigh Valley, 3 to 6 in the Bucksmont area, and then 1 to 3 back down in towards south and east of Philadelphia. Now, all that said, we're going to be getting additional accumulations with round two, and we've been talking about that would be the heavier of the two. And of course, we expect between now and up until about midnight tonight, periods of snow at varying rates, some heavy at times. Don't be surprised if you hear some thunder, as the dynamics pretty active here in our atmosphere. Winter storm warning in effect for all counties shaded in blue. And again, as by the time we're all said and done, temperatures right now at the freezing mark, except for Trenton and Philly. They're going to be seeing temperatures dropping as well, getting down to 25 tonight. We'll show you the latest Doppler radar.